It's been a while since I've done a video on either Brick Baby, Luce Cannon, or Big U. They're still currently locked up. They're still currently facing some very serious charges. But the prison update that we currently have after months of covering these people is actually a really bad update. It's really violent and is not good whatsoever. Brick Baby and Trapler Rawls just uploaded a recent episode of their podcast together that they do when Brick Baby call home from prison. During this call, Trapler Rawls asked Brick Baby about some things that's been going on behind bars. And Brick Baby went on to confirm or reinforce the rumors that's been circulating about Luce Cannon.
Luce Cannon got knocked out. Hey, Luce Cannon got knocked out by who?
Hold on, wait, what?
Luce Cannon got knocked out by Buddha Hoover on the set.
The juice was too concentrated for me to believe it, bruh. All right, it's some Egomites on a street corner telling us that the boogeyman of Los Angeles, Lord Baltimore himself, Luce Cannon, got knocked out. No, we need more evidence than this, bruh. If this hit the streets, it's gonna change the streets of LA forever. Lord Baltimore, the boogeyman, right? The man who terrorized the streets for 12 months straight before he got the federal RICO. I can't believe that, bro. It takes more. And I was especially confused, to be honest, because they said he got knocked out by a Hoover. But then if you are a consistent watcher like I am of Luce Cannon channel, you know when the Hoovers came to where Luce Cannon was, Luce Cannon talked about how he brought them bowls, he brought them spoons, he was catering to them, you know, he showed them love.
Hey, tell him you in here with the loaf, you straight.
Yo.
Yeah,
a bunch of the Hoopers got indicted a couple days ago, like 1 or 2 days ago.
Yesterday, they all in here with me. I was just talking.
This call is from a federal prison.
Oh, shit.
They be hearing that I be tripping and stuff like that, but I said, no, bro, everybody good. I'm straight.
And I was shocked about that. I was like, man, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, they all in here with me. Because, you know, this is the gang floor. And, like where all the stuff, everybody that's really busters and stuff like that stay at the low floor. Yeah, Bricc at the low floor. But they was like, man, when we got in here, we didn't know what to expect because
They thought you were tripping.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I don't be tripping, bro. I'm not that type of person. Y'all good? So I helped them. I brought bowls and spoons for all of them. They didn't have no bowls or spoons to eat with. I gave them some food, some soap, and towels and stuff like that so they could take a shower and stuff. Gave them some clothes.
I'll give Luce Cannon the benefit of the doubt of saying maybe Luce Cannon didn't know what the Hoovers were in there for. The Hoovers were actually in there for human trafficking, right? And for trafficking some people who weren't of age, who weren't legally able to consent to being trafficked or being on FIG. Maybe Luce Cannon didn't get the memo and he was just showing love to Hoovers that he knew. So regardless, when you hear this and then you hear, yo, Luce Cannon just got knocked out, you're like, hold on, bro. Yo, what type of Egomites is in like federal prison or in MDC? What type of Egomites would knock out somebody who give them bowls and toiletries and soap and clothes? You got to be a special type of monster to knock out someone who give you toilet paper to wipe your behind. I didn't understand it. It didn't make sense to me at all. I just wrote it off as cap because Luce Cannon's wife would also make a video where she will say it's all cap and Luce Cannon done ran so many phases in there and he never got knocked out and Luce Cannon isn't capable of being knocked out.
Y'all really love preying on people's downfalls, don't you? Look at little Sam, so excited like a kid in a candy shop. Luce Cannon got knocked out. We've got content. Bro, do you have a woman in bed or something? Go worry about that. You're too pressed. I mean, so pressed. It's ridiculous. Do you even have proof that that's actual and factual? One thing I will guarantee and confirm, he is in the hole. But best believe, honey, Cannon didn't get knocked out. But you're going to hear it from the horse's mouth when he calls in, okay? But stop spreading false narratives. Y'all love to keep Cannon's name in your mouth like a... I swear to God. Like, go suck on something else, yo.
I love Sharice, and I hope we all find a woman someday who got as much confidence in us that Sharice has in Luce Cannon. But to be fair here, man, we can't really ask why y'all got Luce Cannon name in your mouth, because when Luce Cannon was free, Luce Cannon had other people's names in his mouth. Luce Cannon was making daily videos, antagonizing and calling out people, and doing his thing. It was hilarious. We all cheered him on because we love Luce Cannon videos. Luce Cannon is entertaining as heck. But we can now say that when Luce Cannon is in his own controversy, why y'all got his name in y'all mouth? Well, because that's what we do on the internet, okay? That's what we do in this niche. We gossip, okay? LA is filled with the toughest group of men who gossip for a living, okay? This is what we do. So I do think it's tad bit hypocritical on her behalf to ask why y'all got Luce Cannon name in your mouth, right? Because Luce Cannon also did the same thing. And if Luce Cannon was free and Bricc was locked up or other people was locked up, Luce Cannon would have been making daily videos about them too. That's just a fact here, okay? Now, again, it was hard for me to process that Lord Baltimore got put on his pockets. That's just, oh my God. Well, Bricc called in, and Bricc offered up some affirmations and confirmations to the knockout rumors. Bricc will say that Lord Baltimore met a young Harry Potter, all right, very young Harry Potter, and a young Harry Potter put him on his pockets. Now, Bricc and Luce Cannon hate each other. They don't like each other. So you can make an assessment on who you believe based on who you think is more credible.
Hey, man, speaking of fights, man, what's going on in there, man? Are people squabbling inside? Like, what's the latest on the yard, man?
Oh, man, the latest and the greatest, man. They say Luce Cannon is 0-1, man. You know what I mean?
No.
He's lying about all the phase that he lied about getting stabbed. He lied about all type of other stuff, you know what I'm saying? I challenged him to a duo. He didn't want to get down. The next morning when we come out for breakfast, they called his name to roll it up to go upstairs. I don't know how he magically made that happen.
Damn.
But yeah, man, Luce Cannon gets into it with somebody that had a pimping on the minors case. He's from Hoover. You know the Hoover indictment.
Oh, word, yeah.
Hold on, man. Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. If I'm about to hear what I think I'm about to hear, this is probably worse than a knockout. If I'm about to hear what I think Bricc is about to say, this is worse than a knockout for Lord Baltimore. This is probably like the worst possible option. The only thing I could compare this to, y'all remember when the rapper White John from LA, when he met up with some predator catchers and he was excited to help him catch a predator. And then when they went to the mall to meet the grocery store to confront the predator, White John told him he's gonna sucker punch the predator. Well, White John proceeded to sucker punch the predator, and then the predator proceeded to whoop White John out of his shoes. Now, the clip going up online of you getting beat up is one thing, but you getting beat up by a predator is horrific. We haven't heard from White John since. We have not heard from White John since. We haven't seen White John on the internet. We haven't seen White John do no podcasting. We haven't even seen White John on Instagram. White John's career ended when that moment happened. So I think Bricc is about to explain. Luce Cannon got into it with one of the dudes, from Hoover, who caught the nasty case where they were pimping and pandering people who weren't of age or not legal yet to consent to pimping and pandering. Luce Cannon, I would imagine, after giving them bowls and spoons, finally found out what they were in there for, and he decided he wanted to prove a point to get them out of wherever he was at. And it looks like, according to Bricc, baby, it has not been confirmed now, that when Luce Cannon went to do the righteous thing, that the predator got on his behind and knocked him out. So, this is terrible, bruh. that's like calling your daddy to the park to help like fight some bullies for you, and the bullies knock out your daddy.
Yeah, so Luce Cannon, he goes and well, the Hoovers, look, okay, so it was a couple Hoovers that was still good. The paperwork hit the table that the dude had. He's 20 years old, though. He had some relations with a 17-year-old, which isn't too far-fetched, but it's illegal, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about on the hostro or, you know what I'm saying, paying you. That girl's still in high school. She ain't had a good look at life yet, you know what I'm saying? So when they find that out, they do what they do. They handle their business. They fighting, whatever. Then they kick him out the dorm. However, he come back to the dorm. The police put him back in the dorm after the fight. So the obligation was from the older dudes from over, like, hey, man, you stay there in your cell for a couple days, and we going to have you go to the psych floor. You know what I'm saying? That's how you going to get up out of here, and then you could go wherever you going to go. I think they going to make him go PC for the rest of his time until he either beats his case or whatever comes about, right? So he was coming out of his room for ice, coming out of his room for his food. I guess he came out of his room for no reason, and Luce Cannon get to bothering him like, hey, man, I told you to stay inside your room. Thought we told you that you got to stay in the room.
Damn.
The dude told him, like, hey, man, you know, shit, I still know how to fight, nigga. Don't mean just because I got this case don't mean I won't whoop your ass. Luce Cannon like, yeah, nigga, we can get in. By the time Luce Cannon got that out of his mouth, the young dude was on his ass. White on rice, a paper plate and a glass of milk in a snowstorm, man. You know what I mean?
I've never been in prison before, okay? Y'all explain to me, in prison, if somebody is breaking a rule that everybody put in place, or maybe Luce Cannon called himself running the dorm or running the yard and he put the rules in place, but if the dude begins to beat up the person that's trying to reinforce the rules y'all all put in place, is it a fair one, or do everybody jump in and whoop out the offender, right? Yo, if an offender is somebody with a case that nasty, do they get fair ones in prison? I thought they come to prison and they automatically get dealt with. They get fair ones in prison? Oh, nah, man. Damn, Luce. Okay, so how did Luce Cannon end up in the hole if he just lost the fight to the offender? Because if Luce Cannon lost the fight and then got put in the hole because of this fight, trying to stick up for women or trying to do what's righteous, this might put Luce Cannon back on his like devil arc, man. When Luce Cannon get up out that hole, man, Luce Cannon probably is on that with everybody, right? And he's not playing, he's not playing Jesus no more, bro. Right? He's not trying to save nothing or nobody. He's not about to sit here and put his life at risk no more, trying to fight for his right. He fought for his rights one time and it didn't end up working in his favor. Oh, nah, man. Yeah, but let's see if Bricc explains exactly how Luce Cannon end up in the hole.
Yeah, so he, I guess he get the punching on Luce Cannon. Luce Cannon go down, boom. He wake up, he by the lawyer, he asking everybody what happened to him. The young dude tell him let's run one more. He knock him out again. The story is that he got knocked out 3 times. You know what I'm saying? The young dude, they locked it down and finally took him out. The young dude went to the shoe. I think they let Luce Cannon rest on the bunk. I don't think they put him in the shoe.
Damn, man. Gotta pray for Luce Cannon, man. That's a tough one. That's definitely wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, man.
Yeah, man. Shit. About time somebody got a piece of that ass. You know what I mean? He got contusions and concussions and shit. He got an ice machine up there. I know he heavy on the ice right now, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, pray for Luce Cannon, man.
Prayers for Luce Cannon, man. So is there any updates on anybody else's situation?
All I can say, man, is they did Luce Cannon dirty, bro. Y'all ain't right, man. Because if this is true, y'all ain't supposed to let nobody with a case that nasty, bro, get up on one of y'all own, man. This is just not right. It is not cool. Now, Luce Cannon, a lawyer, responded back to the situation, and here's what the lawyer has to say in regards to why Luce Cannon is currently in the hole, or what happened to Luce Cannon with the fight.
Yeah, what happened to Cannon?
What happened to him is that he was in his dorm, and I guess when they did that sweep with those Hoovers that came in, with the ones with the underage girls,
Yeah.
he wanted them out the door. So he was telling them to get out the door, and he said it was just systematic thing, one at a time. He got into fights with them, and they, they all get kicked out the door. So this last one, I think he got disciplined for it. So he's in the chute.
How long's he in there for? Do you know?
He'll be out, I think, this week.
Gotcha. I mean, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so that's what happened. So it wasn't. He started laughing. When did this come out? I said, "Man, it's all over the internet." He said, "No." So because I guess it's what we call politics. So he just don't want. He don't want them in there. So those are those were Hoovers. It wasn't just any Hoovers. It was those Hoovers that were pimping and pandering those kids.
It looks like the lawyer is pretty much confirming the same story as Bricc, baby. We didn't hear knockout, but if the lawyer is claiming that he's in the hole for an altercation with one of the Hoovers who was pandering, the people who weren't of age, man, let me know, man. How y'all feel about this, bro? How y'all feel about this, man? All right, if you get knocked out for a good cause, do it still count on your street record? Let me know, man, okay? And we'll wait for Luce Cannon to get out to explain his side of the story. But if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out how this Young Thug snitch situation just keeps getting worse. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.